So, with Christmas right around the corner, I thought I'd take a little bit of a break today and give you a kind of short sum up of some of my favourite Christmas adverts. Now, it's fair to say around the holidays that a lot of companies will turn their kind of sappiness levels up to 11 and give you some really good Christmas adverts or commercials, ones that can really make you feel the joy of the holidays and the like. Now, the ones I'm going to list today, they're in no particular order, but it's fair to say there have been some great Christmas ads over the years. I mean, if you look on uploaders like Watch Mojo or from the Nostalgia Critic even, they have provided lists of what they think are the best Christmas commercials. Well, I'm going to list today a few of mine. As I said, these aren't in any particular order, but they're ones that I usually find myself rewatching around the festive period. So, anyway. The first kind of company that I really want to talk about with Christmas ads is Boots. Now, for those who maybe don't know, Boots is a pharmacy company over here in Britain. And, well, they have, for a while, their Christmas ads were pretty much just the same as their all-year-round ones. Like, for a while, it was basically a compilation of action and things set to a cover of Here Come the Girls, which, yeah, they were alright. But the first one that I honestly remember, and I usually find myself coming back to at least once a year around Christmas time, is the one from 2013, which shows a boy in a red hoodie running down the stairs and off into the night while it snows. His dad asks him where he's going, and he simply just replies, "Out," before slamming the door. To which we then see the kid kind of running all over town and seemingly being a nuisance to various people, ding-dong ditching an old man, rattling a door outside a shop, and even setting a wheelchair loose in a hospital. However, we soon see that the kid has actually been doing some good, because it turns out he's actually been leaving kind of small presents and various pharmacy-related gifts for people who he appreciates. At least the old man who he ding-dong ditched, turns out that man was either something like a teacher, a tutor, or a man who just helped him with his homework. He leaves him a note saying, "You did it, even though your eyebrows terrify me, you did help me get that B in maths." He leaves one for his crush, he leaves one for his new employer, he leaves one for his best mate, and even leaves one for the nurse who looked after his grandmother, before returning home and finding his parents have also wrapped him a gift of some Boss aftershave, to which he smiles and shakes his head. But, I don't know, as with a lot of these adverts, I'm not sure why this one really resonates with me. I guess, if I had to put my finger on it, it's that around the holidays or around Christmas time, it really does help you to see the best in people. Even if they might seem to be a nuisance at first, you can see them do good. The next one from Boots that I really resonated with was their advert from 2017, which once again seems simple enough. You see a girl returning home, reuniting with her dad and with her sister. And we then see, after them opening up gifts, we then see a montage of the sisters' lives growing up together. You see them as children, you see their parents arguing, you see them as teenagers, still razzing at each other, but still having a good time. You see their first dates, staying out late. You see them moving away, the wedding day, the arguments they have, all set to a cover of Only You. Now, this might be emotional manipulation, but in this case, call me happily manipulated, because the song, the visuals, everything slots together beautifully, and we get a really great Christmas ad just featuring the two and their sisterly bond. To which Boots kept it up, as 1 year later we had the 2018 ad with She's Me Mom, which, to be honest, I think shows a great sense of maturing when you're a kid and when you're a teenager. As we see a girl and we see that her mum is trying to do what's trying to be a good mum to her, but obviously she does have problems. She's trying her best a lot of the time, even though the kid doesn't really appreciate it and even steals the last few drops of her perfume, to which the mum then sends the girl up to take off all her makeup when she comes down trying to go out with her mates. However, when the girl meets up with her mates in town, she sees her mum as part of the Boots choir, singing, and that provides one moment that I think every single child and teenager will go through at some point in their life, The point when you really recognise and appreciate that your parents are a lot more than your parents. You see them in their own lives and what things that they do really well, and it makes you appreciate them all the more. And to be honest, I feel that their Boots 2018 ad, She's My Mum, that's what set it off. That was brilliant. And the last one I really want to talk about with Boots adverts was from 2021. And admittedly, this one is on my favourites list purely because of the actress in it. Because their 2021 ad features former Doctor Who, The Cry, and Victoria actress Jenna Coleman. The ad sees her kind of getting a gift of a bag from her grandmother, and she then discovers that the bag is seemingly like a Mary Poppins bag. Like, she discovers that it contains much more makeup than it could possibly ever hold, including a makeup light thing, like the one I'm using to film this video, you can probably see from my glasses. To which we then see her kind of enjoying life with her friends, we see her creating a great Christmas for her nieces and nephews, and eventually returning the favour to her gran by eventually giving her a new bottle of perfume and stating, "This is what love smells like." To which, as I said, it's mainly here because of Jenna Coleman, but she hasn't lost a step, and she gives her all, and it just creates a beautiful Christmas ad for me. Now, the next company that I really want to talk about in terms of Christmas ads, I've only got two for this one, but it's British retailer Marks and Spencer, and there are two adverts of theirs that I'll admit I do rewatch around Christmas time. One is another one from 2013, which sees a girl chasing a white terrier dog go through the streets trying to catch up with her as the dog has evidently gone away from her. However, upon discovering a manhole cover open, she ends up falling through it, and we see several references in the adverts, which happens with almost no dialogue. We see several references to Alice in Wonderland, Hansel and Gretel, Aladdin, and The Wizard of Oz, all before the girl emerges from a worker's tent and eventually gets her dog back from a passing woman. To which, I don't necessarily know if this is necessarily a Christmas ad, because Christmas is never really mentioned, but with the snow and with the visuals that they set up, I think it provides a really beautiful Christmas advert. And the other one from Marks and Spencer's that that does actually tug on my heartstrings is from 2016, and it's Mrs. Claus, which the ad sees a kid named Jake sending a letter to the North Pole, but it's not for Santa Claus, it's for his wife. To which we see that Mrs. Claus has just sent her husband off on his yearly rounds when she suddenly receives the letter from Jake. Because it turns out that while playing around with a very precious item to his sister, Anna, that being a pair of her shoes, he and the dog accidentally destroyed them, and he can see that his sister is very upset about it. To which Mrs. Claus makes this small delivery to the city and provides the present that Jake was hoping to give to Anna. To which she also nicks a couple of mince pies that have been left out for her husband. But anyway, I think the reason why I love this particular advert so much is that I think it shows that with a lot of sibling relationships, you are going to have those fights. You are going to have times where you did things you didn't mean to or upset the other. But at Christmas time, if you pull out your best effort, you can make up and ultimately show the sibling bond is stronger than ever. And just Anna and Jake's reaction at the end of that advert, to me, I just love that moment. Two that I would kind of pair together, purely because they follow a similar setup, are the John Lewis 2017 advert with the monster under the bed who ends up gifting essentially I'm not sure what you call it, but one of those light things you see in small children's rooms that project stars onto their ceiling. And McDonald's 2021 ad of Imaginary Iggy. Both feature creatures that are effectively hinted to be imaginary creatures. However, one shows more the kind of how you kind of grow up and leave childish things behind, but that you can still come back to them, whereas the other plays a little bit more on fears, but also trying to do what's best for everyone else. Both of those ads, I think, are worth mentioning, as well as John Lewis's 2016 ad of a boxer dog bouncing on a trampoline, which I'll admit wasn't necessarily in my top 10, but I will admit it is a really great advert. Another one that I personally think shows how around Christmas time we can all be a little more feeling and appreciative and kind of understanding towards each other, because the next one I want to talk about is the cooperative ad from 2015. You might know this one. Shows two people together who are presumably flatmates. However, after discovering they have no ice for a party that they're throwing, one sends the other out to pick up some ice from the shops. However, on his way there, he discovers that the pavements are slippery, but also discovers an old man inside his house who can't really go out because the pavements are so slippery. So when he's at the store and he picks up a bag of ice for his party, he also begins looking around and putting together a bag full of stuff for the old man, purchases it on his own, leaves it in front of the old man's door, presses the doorbell and walks away. Which I think shows that around Christmas time people can be kind of knowing and appreciative of others' circumstances. And just the fact that he took the time out of his own pocket and his own time to provide something for someone who wasn't able to go out, that to me says a lot. And the last Christmas ad that I really want to talk about is from this year, and while I admit I wasn't terribly fond of Lidl's previous Christmas adverts, the one from this year with a raccoon going out of its way to help return a stuffed monkey to its proper family with a song by Charlie Holiday, Guide the Way Back Home, playing over the top. Like with the Only You advert, I feel this one is a bit manipulative, but I honestly can't fault it for that, because to me, the raccoon who's basically seen nothing but animosity from other people, like a lot of people would see raccoons as vermin, and even the dog chases after it. But the fact that this creature goes out of its way to return a monkey to its proper owner, I gotta love that. So there you go, there's a few of my favourite Christmas ads from over the years. What are your favourite Christmas commercials? Let me know down below. And until next time, happy holidays.